little bit of the immediate reaction to the news we just told you about, that breaking news that the state of Florida, at least its legislature, has passed a draconian ban on all abortions after 6 weeks. The vast majority of women that seek abortions do not know they're pregnant until that point. Governor Ron DeSantis says he will sign this bill into law. Democrats there oppose the bill, but were vastly outnumbered by Republican supermajorities in both chambers of the Florida state legislature. Danielle Hawley, Dr. Lippy Roy, and Mara Gay are back with us. Dr. Roy, tell me what a 6-week ban does to women's choices and access to health care.
Well, Nicole, as you accurately pointed out, many women don't even know that they're pregnant at that point. And this recent ruling in Florida is, I continue to be appalled by the politicization of things that are clearly health issues. Nicole, you and I talked multiple times about how the COVID-19 pandemic was politicized, and that politicization led to adverse outcomes, including fatalities for millions of people. Let's be really clear. The decision of how a pregnancy is managed should be a discussion between two people only: the person who's pregnant and their doctor or medical provider. Nobody else, not a politician, policymaker, and most certainly not a judge, or in this case, a governor, who, by the way, happen to be white men who have no medical training. They have no right to be making these decisions that clearly impact the health of women and, frankly, any person who becomes pregnant. And as a doctor who's undergone years of highly specialized, intense training, people like me, I am entitled and I have the responsibility of making these decisions, but certainly not people with zero medical training. It's appalling and it's egregious, and it needs to stop, Nicole.
I'll get to the politics in a minute because I'm not sure of much anymore, but I'm sure that a plurality, a majority, a supermajority of women in this country will not accept living in a country like this and the power and force that stacking the Supreme Court represented on the right for 50 years of conservative politics. That is a tectonic plate shifting violently under the feet of everybody with their eyes and ears open. Anybody who knows anybody who is a woman, who's given birth to a daughter, who knows a woman who has a sister, has feelings about this. And if you don't know what they are, it's because you haven't asked and you haven't listened. That said, Danielle, what legal barriers stand in the way of right-wing governors seeking to win primaries in places like Iowa, passing draconian laws like this?
There's really not much that stands in their way. So when we talked for years about protecting Roe and about the importance of Roe versus Wade, this is exactly what we were talking about. This is what Dobbs has unleashed. Dobbs, in the Supreme Court's decision in that case, has really made women and other people who are able to be pregnant, it has made them at the mercy of state legislatures and governors like what we just saw happen in Florida. There is really very little protection for women now after the overturning of Roe versus Wade. And I have to say, I think there will be dramatic political consequences over time. But the notion that a woman's vital health care is something that is not protected under our Constitution is something, to me, that is just unthinkable. And we are seeing the real life results of what the Supreme Court did in the Dobbs decision.